and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another Flesh and Blood video, and this one is going to be a little bit festive and speculative. So we did get some information, as you can see with the background behind me here, for the sort of December Armory Kits, which are definitely holiday sort of festival-focused stuff, especially on the heels of the announcement of Everfest. This is kind of a nice, happy, joyous sort of thing for Flesh and Blood right now. So we have this very decorative cracked bauble as part of that festive Armory Kit. So they will be in cold foil. It's kind of interesting that we finally sort of, this seed that was slowly growing through these different sets has popped into this holly ornament, which initially I know it didn't start that way, although I think it was last year people were decorating their trees with these as ornaments. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to stay like this. I think it would probably likely go back to a more traditional crack bauble, and it shouldn't be an Everfest because that is not a draftable set. These are for draft. So I'm thinking that this was just sort of a holiday promo, and then we'll go back to something else coming out of that cracked bauble, or maybe that's all it was, and they'll start printing them differently back in the other sets. But I think it's really pretty, and in cold foil, which these will be, they will look really, really quite nice. And I'm definitely interested in at least getting a copy just to be, fun sort of thing. On to the rest of the holiday kit. We have this our Armory Kit. We have this goofy looking big dude on this poster. So yeah, we have the cold foils, we have the playmats, we have this poster sort of, with the festive logo, all that kind of stuff happening here. Looks like it's kind of apothecary potion maker. I know we've been talking about that for a possible hero, so maybe this is a hero that we might see in Everfest. We don't really know. It's got the Everfest symbol down at the bottom, so it's people getting jazzed for that. So don't really know exactly what he's going to be, who he's going to be. Maybe it will harken toward a character in the coming set of Everfest that will drop in February 4th to be exact. Don't really know. Can't make many predictions about that, but he looks definitely like Bard could be his sort of image, but he doesn't have any instruments. I don't see any instruments, so I'm thinking he's more of apothecary potion maker sort of thing. So there's that brewer class we've always wanted, or he's just a super holiday Santa-esque figure that they threw together for this, and he's got no bearing on anything other than he looks like he's having a good time. And, Everfest is all about having a good time, and that's kind of what we want to talk about next. We got sort of three topics. We have these kits, and then sort of related to this is the Everfest. So we saw those, again, Q1. There's one other graphic that we want to sort of zoom in on here for this particular picture, and it's that bottom right. You see the cold foil bauble picture, and then the playmat, and then we see this other card, which I've been a little bit. It's harder to actually find on the website. It's not the direct one that's always shown, but this one, it does look to be another promo card that's going to come with this. I don't know if it's coming with the kits themselves, or it's some other thing, or maybe it's related to Everfest. We don't really know much about it, but it looks like a blue pitch card. It looks like there is no attack or defense on here. Maybe there's an defense. Can't really tell much on the bottom outside that it has that green symbol for promo on there. So it's some sort of blue pitch promo. Looking at the art itself, it looks like there's, it's not a violent picture. It is someone maybe on the right side who looks more noble, well-dressed, giving something to someone who's maybe in the more roby, shaggy clothing. And they're sort of bent down in like a, sort of like, oh, I'm so thankful for whatever. So maybe it's some sort of group hug card like Coax the Commotion. Maybe it's like a tutor or something like that, or maybe it's like a gold copper sort of thing you can give opponents this, or like if you're at a lower life total or something like that, maybe something happens. But then if we look a little bit down, it's got quite a lot of text is what it looks like. We have this main line, and there's a little piece of yellow there. So it looks like it's going to be modifying attack power in some capacity. So maybe it's like a ceasefire sort of like, for the holidays, like, hey, let's not hurt anyone. So like sort of stops combat damage, like a fog effect if you're familiar with magic terms, that sort of thing. But there also looks like there might be a lot of text, and we don't know if that is flavor text. Could be flavor text of like some like, sort of holiday cheery carol thing. And merely only that first line with that yellow piece is like, all right, prevent all or reduce all attack powers down to 0, or reduce them by a certain amount or something like that. So give me something festive and fun like that. But excited to see if that has any sort of looks very holiday Everfesty like sort of stuff. So hopefully that maybe points us to somewhere in that category. I don't know. What do you guys think? What does everyone think about what this could be? I mean, other than having that attack power symbol, that yellow splash, I don't really know what this is going to be. Anyone else got any ideas based on the art and that kind of thing? I'd be happy to know. And on to our last topic for this. So we do have one other topic that we have some information on, only because, LSS likes to throw their their fun little upcoming products things into the page, and that's how people thought Kingdoms was its thing, and then it turned out to be Tales of Aria and all that kind of stuff. There's kind of code name things, that's fine. But now they seem to be just doing sort of, question marks. And maybe that's because it's not a set. Who knows really what that's meant to be. But if you look at the upcoming thing on the website, we have Everfest, again, February 4th, 2022. We have our standalone booster set in Q 2022. And we also have this 3 question mark item here that's on there. So I went to a skirmish this weekend. We were talking with a bunch of people there, and we sort of, there were some rumors that we were talking about, people were hearing. It seems to be that there are several sort of possibilities here that have been thrown around lately. The first, and I think this is probably the least likely, is another lore book. So ultimately, the first lore book, that Welcome to Wraith lore book, was one of the first early pieces of sort of art that came out of the company. Mostly that was for, I think it was directly sent to shops, things like that, special like sort of company friend kind of things, content creators, that sort of thing. Is like a special like thank you gift, a welcome bundle for starting up that thing. There wasn't any implication that you couldn't sell it or anything like that, but it was sort of gifted out. So that's what it could be. I don't think that this is how they would list that on the site. I don't think that would be the case. So like this format of sort of releasing it as an upcoming product doesn't really seem legitimate. Or as legitimate as this sort of booster sets would be. Additionally, they would have skipped over a lot of heroes here if this was somehow tuned into Everfest, which is, again, what we would kind of expect. We're in Aria for Tales of Aria. Everfest is in Aria, so thematically we are bound to this sort of, this place that we could have a lore book on this place, which, looks wonderful and like there's excitement. But we already had that a little bit in the Welcome to Wraith book, as well as you skipped over Arcane Rising Monarch. That's a lot of lore to sort of, just sort of gloss over and not do that. And I think it'll be an odd placement for that, unless we go into the second item that we have for this standard. All right, see, this is where it gets confusing, because like the standalone booster set, we think is just going to be another set like Tales of Aria, Monarch, sort of those sorts of things. But so I think, again, lore book, probably not what it is. Second thing would be, and what it could lead into is, it's going to be a remastered set of some kind, or some sort of another reprint set that would be draftable, or something like that. So we have a standalone booster set in 2022, which again I think is going to be something more along the lines of Monarch, Tales of Aria. These sets are standalone, and they are all new sort of things. We're going to maybe see new heroes, new talents, new sorts of things like that, right? Maybe new classes. This other one, if it was a lore book, it could sort of be great if it was actually the standalone booster set was actually a remastered set, which again I don't think that's, I think the question mark one is actually a remastered set, but that could sort of, if they were calling the standalone booster set the remastered set, then I could see that being a lore book to go with it all, of all the sort of old things that are going to be out of print. So again, right now, Arcane Rising went out of print. I am fairly certain that next month in December we will see Welcome to Wraith go out of print. I think that that's just how it's going to be. I mean, you can't indefinitely print these sets, but at the same time, you can't lock people out of playing these characters. So if someone comes in a year from now and they want to play an Arcane Rising hero, Welcome to Wraith hero, like, there's no product to buy. There's no sealed product. And like, yes, you can go to the secondary market and buy singles, but a company, trying to make a game is not relying on the secondary market to get people in to play other heroes. So they're always going to want to have a way to sort of get those heroes back into official products that they can sell. So that's where a remastered set makes a lot of sense. Yes, it's early, and I think this is early, and I don't know if it's really that sensible, but you're sort of planned to have your sets go out of print and then have this Q22 thing, or maybe it was just like so we'll sort of see how supply's going, and then we'll just flick the switch and turn on this reprint sort of remastered set. Might not be draftable, might be draftable, might be just a way to essentially like a Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising sort of combination supplementary set to like keep those heroes pumping into the system. Again, it's a little bit far-fetched. I'm not entirely sure if that's really what it is, but it could be something like that. And I think that's somewhat likely, because you can't price people out of playing heroes in this game because they don't rotate. There is no rotation. These theoretically should be able to be played in perpetuity. There should be no stopping anyone from playing Rhinar. They should be able to always play Rhinar, Dorinthia. Like, a lot of these heroes are actually played to somewhat good results in competitive formats. You can't really have no way to purchase those from the company. Most card games, TCGs, they don't think about the secondary market as a place to sort of get things like that. They want to be the ones to do it. And so if they're going to do it, they have to have some way to get these old heroes that are now out of print back into circulation. So that's why that sort of makes sense to me. But I think what makes more sense is the standalone booster sets can be something new, like it's, wherever we're going next. If we're going to Volcor or something like that, who really knows? And then, so the final sort of guess of what this mystery product is would be a PVE thing. So I know that it was either the second anniversary or the Blitzathon, the first year anniversary, the Blitzathon. LSS did a live stream of those, and there was talk of a PVE format being tested at those things, and we didn't get any details about that, but we knew it was in process. So it was more than just a rumor of like, oh, this could be something, blah, 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 whatever. So we know that is in the works, and we know that casual formats like something like this could actually be pretty big. I mean, right now in MTG, Commander is the big seller right now, and it's not competitive Commander. It's casual Commander. It's table, kitchen table, tabletop Commander that's really selling, really, keeping the lights on sort of thing. And I think that although Flesh and Blood is a robust competitive scene, and the Armory events are, arguably competitive in that regard. I mean more like competitive, like you're going to calling, things like that. That scene is very vibrant and live, and it's very young and early still. But I think people still also like to be casual. I think people are going to play this game for fun, not sweating out, trying to eke every advantage point they can. Every win they get is going to make them super excited. So this is likely could be a casual product in that regard. So essentially, how would it work? It'd be some sort of like you're fighting a main villain. So I originally thought the allies in Monarch were actually going to be part of that, because you have these big creatures that maybe you would be fighting. Obviously, that didn't come to be true. It was allies in a different format. This might just be sort of like if you have any idea what the arch enemy set for Magic was, when they had you played 3 decks and then it was against 1 deck, and that 1 deck was overpowered, but it also had this other separate sort of scheme deck that every turn that would get a card would be pulled from that and it would have some effect. It's possible that this could be the same sort of thing. You have all you're going to sort of package and sell is this deck. And then maybe some tokens and things like that. Like, hey, here is this villain that you are fighting as a sort of common foe between other heroes, and like it comes with this deck, shuffle it up. All sort of like actual people play their turn out. It's one single time, and then it goes the other. The NPC foe then flips a card from the deck. Things happen, tokens are made, something like that, and then it's got this major life total that you're just trying to drain out. And sort of you're sort of communally trying to drain them out drain their life and all that kind of stuff. So I can see that sort of happening. Like maybe those cards you flip over disrupt your plans. Maybe they discard your cards. You get attacked for, attack each hero for 5 or something like that with an on hit discard a card. Something like that, sort of that you're playing a pseudo enemy and you're all sort of fighting together. And I think that's kind of very flavorful as far as the game goes. Like you are all heroes. You're fighting a common enemy. It's that sort of sensible thing. I don't know how so much longevity would be in that kind of thing. I guess it could be different depending if there's some sort of way that interact with different heroes in a different way. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe it shuts off hero abilities, but that's not really all that amazing in that regard. So I'm hoping it would be more robust than that. But that's kind of where I'm thinking that mystery product is some sort of PVE thing. But we don't really know at this point. So that's kind of it for these sort of festive holiday updates and predictions for early year products. And again, we're still looking into spoiler season again, starting in about 2 months for Everfest. But that is about that. So before I leave, I want to remind people about our Discord. So I forgot to do that in the beginning of the video. So please join the Discord. We have fair amount of people in there. We're in the double digits now, looking to get more so we can start some tournaments, give some giveaways out. We're thinking our first one will be a Blitz deck sort of tournament and random prizes of some pretty fun stuff. Maybe some cold foils from Tales of Aria. We got some playmats. We have some promo cards to give away as well. So definitely get on in, join the Discord, and come and get some battling done. So link is down below, and that'll kind of be it for this festive, fancy video. So thank you all very much, and cheers.